guys, so I am just chilling on my big chair that I don't usually sit on, but I just felt like doing it for this video because I didn't want to sit out in my giant hallway where all my books are. Not that I don't have books here, I mean I've got some right there and right there. Anyways, I'm here for my Unhaul challenge number 2, which I'm sorry I kind of sucked at because I read The School for Good and Evil, and I was going to do a vlog for it so you guys can see my reactions as I go. But I forgot. So last week I did the Buzzwordathon vlog, readathon, I vlogged it, whatever. And I kind of pooped out of vlogging because I can't seem to do it for more than 1 week at a time. And I started this on Monday and I didn't think about it, and it took me a couple of days to read it. I only read it at school, except for the last like 10 pages I read at home because I only had 10 pages left. So I didn't want to have to only read 10 pages at school and then not have anything else to read. So I decided to go ahead and bring it home and finish it. And honestly, I'm not sure what I think of it. It's the cover. Chris read it with me, like she has been doing with all these unhauls so far, and she liked it a lot. She said that she had a lot of fun with it, that she thought it was really interesting, and she loved the fairy tale and the take on the fairy tale. So for starters, I know this is middle grade, and to me it read a lot like middle grade. It read like I was watching a Disney movie. You have The School for Good, which is full of these beautiful girls who are all pink and happy and la 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 good. All these perfect princes that were Prince Charmings, all to be made. There was the son of King Arthur and Guinevere. There was all of these like perfect people, and they were the good. And when the book starts and the school, like they all get to the school, all of the girls blossom from flowers in a garden. Trying to think of who Hort was. Hort was one of the main characters, and I think he must have been Hook's kid because he talks about Peter Pan. But then you have the evil side, who again, they're all homely and ugly, and nobody likes them. They don't think they deserve love, and they actually go through this one little spot in the book where they talk about, I had a crush on somebody once, my parent did this. I had a crush on somebody once, my parent did that. Like, my parent killed the person so I would stop having crushes. Or my parents beat me so I would stop having crushes. It was terrible. So the idea is that the good will always end happily and the bad will always be killed by the good. So it's like the fairy tales can't end any way but perfect. And then you have these two girls. They live in a village that is the readers, and they get these storybooks sent. They magically appear in their town. And when they appear, the bookshop owner will spend months copying all of the stories down, and then all of the local kids will get to read the stories. And so every storybook ever is in this town. And every 4 years, the schoolmaster comes and takes one good and one evil. And so you have Sophie and Agatha. Sophie is the blonde, waist length, the ringlets, that's so beautiful and always wears pink and smells amazing and da 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 da. She thinks she's good. Spoiler, she is not. And then you have Agatha, who lives in the cemetery with her weird cat, and everybody is scared of her and hates her. And everybody thinks that she's an evil witch. Spoiler, she is not. So the story master comes and takes them away and drops Agatha in the good school and Sophie in bad school. And as you're reading this, you're realizing that there is no perfect good nor perfect evil, because none of the kids in either of the schools fit the mold completely. You have good kids who are acting horrible. You have bad kids who are acting loving. And it's just, it was definitely a different way to tell a story. And I'm not by any means going to tell you what happened in the story or really what the story's main plot point is, because I feel like if I tell you that stuff, it'll give it away. But to me, it was just okay. Chris loved it. She gave it 5 glowing stars. I thought it was okay. So I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. For me, 3 stars is firmly in the middle. It's something that I kept reading because I enjoyed it enough to keep reading. But I didn't enjoy it so much that I am drawn to, I have to get the next one. If I have to get the next one, it's going to be a 4 or 5. If I don't have to get the next one, or if I'm kind of just like, I don't know, then it'll be a 3 for me. And this one is a 3. If it's a 2, I won't read it anymore. And if it would be a 1 star, I'll stop reading it, because unless I hate reading it, because every once in a while you'll get a book that is keeping you enthralled just enough to keep reading it, but you really kind of hate it. Those ones will get like a 1 star. But I very rarely give 1 stars. The only 1 star that I think I've given in recent history was to a book that I was reading for review, and it was my very first review book, so I was determined to read it through. It ended up being this absolutely horribly written book that had no plot that made sense through 95% of it, and in the last like 10 pages had this massive plot twist, and I was like, what in the heck are you doing to me? That one got a 1 star. But I usually don't give 1 stars. The lowest I'll normally get is a 2 star, because if they're a 1, I won't read them anymore. This was a 3. And to me, it was just fine. I'm mildly interested in reading the second one, because I have it already. If I didn't have it, I probably wouldn't buy it. But I already have it. So I'm really I'm probably going to end up reading it, but I'm not sure. So yeah, this one is going to be a to be continued. If I really don't like the next books, then I'll probably just get rid of it. But if I like the next books more, I'll probably keep it. So we'll have to hold off on this one for a final, examination. As of right now, it is saved from the pile. It's not going to be getting rid of, but I will give you a more definitive answer in another video once I get farther in, or I actually start reading the other book. On that note, I have a question for you guys. So Chris's one of her first unhauls, I think it may have been her very first one, for her unhaul challenge was Legend by Marie Lu. And I had read it just previous to her reading it, and I really, really loved Legend. Then I started reading Prodigy, and Prodigy was okay. I was getting increasingly more bored as I was reading it. It was interesting enough to where I kept reading it, but barely, so it was like a maybe 3 stars, and I'm not even sure what I gave it, which is making me want to check my Goodreads right now, because I'm not positive what I actually gave this book. Okay, so I gave it 4 stars. Maybe I was just on a high from the first book, and I liked the first book so much that I gave it 4. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it deserves a 3. It was kind of a okay book. So I'm on the 3rd one, and I started reading it right after I finished Prodigy, but I've only made it 35 pages. And I don't know if I want to read it anymore, and I need your guys' help. I don't know if I just read the series too fast. I don't know if the dystopian got to me, but dystopian doesn't usually get to me. I actually like dystopians. Like I said, I loved the first book. The second book was okay. And then this one, I'm gotten really bored really fast. And so I don't know what to do. Do I try to finish reading it? And maybe I was just burnt out of the series because I was reading them one right after the other, and maybe I needed a little break. Or should I just get rid of the entire series? Or should I just get rid of the last 2? Should I officially DNF this? I need some opinions on this because I don't know what to do. But this is my little update for my Unhaul challenge number 2. Chris has moved on to a book that I do not have, which is perfect because I have a bunch of books that she doesn't have. So what I think I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna show you some of my top contenders in my pile, and I'll just show you my whole pile kind of briefly anyways. And I want you guys to give me an idea of what I should read next. I'm thinking about trying to put up a poll to get your guys' opinion. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll put a poll up. But I would love to hear in your comments which ones would be better to put up, it would be better to start than others, because I am kind of curious. I need a little bit of help. So I'll go ahead and show you the books that I am considering reading first. I kind of want to hit some of the standalones because I'm working on too many series right now. I'm actually on the second Red Queen book. Chris is right behind me. She doesn't like it. I like it so far. I don't understand us. We are so similar on so many things, but when it comes to certain books, we're just, what bothers her doesn't bother me. What bothers me doesn't bother her sometimes. Or if it bothers me, it really bothers her. I must be more easygoing than she is. But anyways, I'm gonna show you my piles, and then I want some opinions on what I should do next. And if I can figure out how to do the polls, I will go ahead and set a poll so you guys can pick out my next Unhaul read. And I will talk to you guys again in a minute. Turn you around and go pick out some books for you. All right? All right. All right, so here are my books. These are my piles that I have kind of just sitting here. Unfortunately, I've got a bunch of the Alcrate books in it because I just haven't been reading much middle grade lately. And so I'm not sure what I should do about that. And then we have more back here. All right, so I'm thinking something that is gonna be like a one hit. Sometimes I'm just kind of thinking about just ditching completely anyways. So I'm thinking maybe The Hearts We Sold, or maybe one of these middle grade books. There's also this one down here. I did not like the first book that I got from the Second Star Lit box. And so this is the second one I got. So now I'm a little bit more leery about it. And then some of these, I've heard great things about the author, but I've had these books for so long. Like this one I bought when it first came out. And then like this Minnie McGinnis book, I know there's a second one, but I haven't, I'm not sure if I even want to read it. I've heard some terrible things about it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to pick out a couple books, and then I will give you guys a poll, and you guys can let me know what you think. If there's something over here that you see that you think that, hey, you should definitely read that soon, let me know. Okay guys, so here are the options I picked out of the pile. I just kind of picked them at random. I wanted to pick one adult. So we have Carolyn Kepnes's You. My son started reading this and thinks I'm going to hate it. So we'll see what actually happens. This is New World Rising. I got it in a Alcrate box. It was one of the extra books. Actually, both books that were in that month's box I have in my Unhaul pile because neither one of them sound great to me. And the last one I have is Grump, and this is in Alcrate Junior. And it's just, I haven't been going towards middle grade at all, so I figured I'm gonna just use this as an opportunity to kind of rush through, not rush through, but like, you know, make a dent in the middle grade that I have. And that's why we stopped getting Alcrate Junior, is because I just wasn't reading the middle grade. And neither is my daughter. So I have one of each. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to get the little poll thing to work. But if I can't get the poll thing to work, because I'm not very, you know, electronically inclined, just comment down below if you want You, Rising, or Grump. And whichever one wins is the one that I will read for this next Unhaul challenge.